What's up, wees? Welcome back to Anime Lane, the podcast where we take you down the yellow brick road of anime and have a look at everything it has to offer. On this week's episode, The Cold War is back in Spy Family. Series direction and writing by Kazuhiro Furuhashi, music by No Name, animation production by Studio Wit and Cloverworks. Season 1, Part 1 aired between April 9th and June 25th, 2022. It is streaming on Crunchyroll and Netflix. Availability may vary by region, however, and it is based on the manga by Tatsuya Endo. Season 1 is available on home video too. Yeah, they aired it like this, so we're playing it by that game.
Yeah. For the first time, we have split up a show season in half, and we have a reason to isn't just stretching it out for our release schedule. We are such good creative people.
We are literally just playing their game because for some reason...
You can't be angry at us this time, I say to no one being angry at us as far as we know the last few times.
If you look at this on Crunchyroll and on Netflix, it just says season 1 and has 25 episodes. But if you go on Wikipedia, if you go on any of the like anime database sites, which, you know, quick reminder, and Anime News Network link in the description for like more, you know, crew details, since shows are massive, so there's more than what I've just mentioned there.
Absolutely.
I might just start linking that in all of them for everything, because that makes I guess more sense. Anyway,
that's smart.
You know, if you look at it sort of anywhere else, My Anime List, AniList, whatever your preferred anime list aggregator site is, it's like Spy Family,
whatever nerd
1.
site speaks to you.
Yeah. Spy Family, and then you have Spy Family Part 2, and then you have Spy Family Season 2 and Spy Family Season 3, and of course the movie. So yeah, it's this weird trend that sort of took over in the last like 6 or 7 years, where something just airs split up and they're like, this is still the same season. And it's like, that's not how seasons work. Categorically, you know,
close enough. It's still technically the same year. We can.
It's still the same year. However, they're called seasons because they air within the season of the year. So, this would have been spring, 2022, and then
like end of spring, but like just at the beginning of summer is when.
Well, it's that
episode 12 aired.
Okay, so it's that interesting thing where there's a very specific way that spring, summer, autumn, or fall, and winter work when it comes to TV, especially in Japan.
Yeah.
So I think March, April, May are spring, June, July, August are summer, September, October, November. That can't be right because January is actually the start of the winter season.
Well,
so yeah, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December.
That fits more with the spring thing. Then.
Yeah. So yeah, fall is technically like the last 3 months of the year, and winter is the first 3 months of the year. So the year starts with winter, which makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
And then you go into spring, summer, autumn. So this would have been spring, and then I think part 2 aired in like fall. So, you know, not the same season at all. Yeah, the whole
it's
of
the
summer.
Same year though, and the box says season 1.
In fact, no, the box says season 1, part 1. If you buy this on home video, it is split in season 1, part 1.
Well, fuck. There is nothing I can really argue for there. You did a bad job.
I mean, I'm kind of overall probably glad they don't split it into season 1 and season 2, having now rewatched this first half, because it ends in such a weird place.
I had to make sure that like episode 12 was like the actual end of this block, I'll call it, instead of like the start of like the next one, because the way episode 12 sort of frames itself and it just sort of plays out, especially at the beginning, it recaps like the whole story up to now, and like
Yeah.
that happens incrementally, like at the start of some episodes. But the way, for some reason, the way it was doing it in that episode felt very much like a, we've just come back from a few months, so we're gonna refresh you, even though no, this is the last episode before you go away for a few months. And I don't know what the logic is.
Yeah, and episode 12, like, sure, episode to episode is sort of like its own little self-contained story, but like the first 11 episodes really are sort of one big long storyline of establishing the characters, getting Anya into school, you know, the formation of their dynamic as a fake family, and protecting
setting
that.
up the whole quest for the stars.
Yeah, and then, you know, we have this little flash at the end of the 11th episode that feels like it's setting up the next episode, and then suddenly it's just a different thing.
No dog.
That has no connection whatsoever.
Yeah, because like I messaged you at the end of like episode 11, like just at the time of recording just a few hours ago, because we watch these very close to recording when we can. But I was like, oh my god! I was like, hell yeah, we're gonna get a dog. The dog has been called, and you're just like, that's not happening in the next episode. We're not seeing that until the second half. And I was just like, fuck.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, this makes sense. You know, leave like the last episode as the introduction of their dog, and then no. We are
dogless.
We're dogless. It just has a random episode where they go to the aquarium, and Lloyd gets completely sidetracked. You know, manhandling penguins.
Yeah, those poor penguins. They never had a chance. Not to jump right into episode 12, so I think we should yeah,
let's get back to sort of the beginning, I guess. Obviously there's this setup of like Lloyd is the best spy in the east. I can never keep track.
For the purpose of this series, Twilight is the only spy that actually matters in this entire organization.
He is James Bond, basically. Bondman.
James Bondman.
With a dash of Lupin. Really.
A little bit, yeah. Nowhere near as like fun-loving or silly though. He basically yanked his like disguise powers and nothing else.
Yeah, the music kicks in with some Lupin-esque stuff at times too, and the cartoon's very clearly inspired by Lupin.
I'm pretty sure Bondman is just Zenigata in a mask.
Yeah. But yeah, he is really the only effective spy, because he is the only person we see actually doing anything when it comes to spy work.
The most we get of the other spies is like halfway through this block when he sets up this big like he sets aside a theme park just for Anya, and he just asks the entire agency, it's like, you know, just play the part, please, because my daughter is crying if she doesn't, and it'll ruin the mission. It'll ruin the mission.
Which watching it again, I now have the headcanon that the spy agency, is it Wise or something like that?
Wise, yeah, because it is the western side. Just to answer that earlier question, by the way, is from what I could tell.
My headcanon is that they actually don't give a shit about this mission, and it's actually just that they want Lloyd to just be like normal and have like a normal life.
Honestly, I could believe that, but there is a small part of me that thinks, oh no, this is totally a test. All of this is a test. Even all this, we're just being tested on. We're not sure what, but it's just a test. And we gotta pass it. And they're just so fully in that belief that like the possibility that this really is just like a dad trying to like cheer up his daughter, this doesn't even faze them.
Yeah. Like the average member of the organization, I think, is just like, you know, they don't know. They're just like, yeah, this is part of the mission, we can't fail this. But I'm fully convinced that like the head and like the upper echelon of Wise are just like, nah man, we don't give a shit if he succeeds. we just need him to be like a guy. We just need him to get a life.
We've been watching this guy for like years. He's got no social life. It's making us really sad. Can we just like give him something, please?
Man needs a family.
We're gonna get an end of series reveal where it was just like, no, the family was the mission all along.
It's sort of that interesting.
There was no war.
Was
the countries don't even exist.
It's that sort of interesting thing where this is really fun, this is really enjoyable, and I think we've brought this up a couple of times before when it comes to other series. But I know that the manga right now is trucking along, still going.
Yeah, ongoing. Okay.
And it is currently 16 volumes. Okay, that's less than I thought. I thought it was more than that. I can't see how long this could realistically play out for without getting overdone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, at the time of recording right now, I think Season 3 is currently
Season 3 is airing. It's, I believe I've seen 8 episodes on Crunchyroll right now, so it's about 4 weeks, I think, from wrapping up at the time we're recording this.
So, like, I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of surprised they got to 3 seasons at all, because this feels like a very, like, even at this point, very closed off, like, storyline. Like, there's a clear goal, they're meeting it at a pace. It doesn't feel like there's going to be much filler that they want to do. So I'm kind of surprised it's gotten to as many episodes as it has already.
Yeah, I think 45 in total right now, which is like is a lot for what the show is. And I think like in past times, this is sort of the thing where it maybe would have just ended here at 12 episodes, maybe the 25. Like it did, there was a bit of a gap between either season 1 and season 2, or like season 2 and season 3, because this was first season was 2022 and we're now in 2025, and that's season 3 airing like now.
Season 2, I'm still on the Wikipedia page, ended in December 2023, so it's been almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Since, like a 2-year gap between season 2 and 3.
And like I guess that's somewhat normal, but like it definitely feels like a time for them to be like, oh yeah, we're not doing another season.
This doesn't feel like a series you want to overstretch.
No, and like I'm surprised the manga has gone even 16 volumes. Like getting in to past double digits and almost hitting the 20s is long, considering they're probably adapting multiple chapters in the show per episode. So it's kind of, how far can you take this as a concept before it becomes, before it overstays its welcome, essentially.
Yeah, and you start questioning, man, they said they only had like 4 months to really pull this off. It feels like it's been more than 4 months at this point.
Yeah, that's the odd thing, is like they do set up that this is quite a pressing thing to achieve, and yet they set up a mission that is the kind of thing that's years in the making, realistically, that like Anya would need to go through almost like the entirety of her schooling career, probably before this was the sort of thing that could actually be realistically pulled off.
Because like the whole like idea of like getting her to be like in the most prestigious elite social club of the school, which is to be an Imperial Scholar, they show that off, and like most of the kids there feel like they're at the end of the school time that like the end of the curriculum or something, where like they're like late teens, they're about to go into like their adulthood and probably join whatever conspiracy theory secret society that they pull them into or whatever, but like she's a 6-year-old and we're expecting her to like just be part of that.
Yeah, it's it's a lot to put on, and again, that's maybe why I'm headcanoning like that they actually kind of don't care, realistically. But it's also then like I just have this thing where whenever we set up the dynamic of someone entering school, and whether that's elementary like here in Spy Family or in say My Hero Academia where it's entering high school, you almost set up this expectation of, oh fuck, we're gonna go through like each year that they are here. And that I've yet to see be pulled off, mainly because My Hero Academia just fucked itself in the final arc. They just decided, oh okay, we're going into year 2. Shit, the world is ending, let's wrap up the story. Okay. Whereas here is, it's like the sort of story that it is, I think My Hero Academia could have pulled something like that off. There is something inherently interesting about seeing a hero learn to be a hero through the guise of the high school curriculum and education, and how that progresses from like a year to year basis when it comes to high school specifically. Elementary school, as a kid with telepathic powers who has to try and worm her way into the social elite, it doesn't feel like an idea you can stretch out over, you know, multiple years.
Yeah, that's something you gotta really just sort of do right there and then. Otherwise, there's gonna be a lot of empty space for narrative stuff.
Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of non stuff happens later, in the sense of like it's just sort of doing character stuff by having Lloyd be on a mission while they're on an outing, and stuff happens, and you're, you know, sort of gets involved unknowingly, and you know, like that part at the end of the aquarium episode where, you know, Yor kicks the guy into the ceiling and he's like, wow. And Lloyd walks past this like, so much. Wow.
You hear the wow twice, and I swear it's the same. Yeah, it's the same wow.
It's so good. It's so fucking funny because it's so realistic in the way that like it's not anime affected voice acting. It is just like a pure wow.
Like, it feels like they went up to a guy and just like showed them something impressive and he just went wow.
Yeah. But yeah, we get more sort of stuff like the aquarium episode sort of in the back half of this season. The sort of like next half of the season 1 is sort of more episodic, and I think, now that I think about it, like I don't think I watched season 2, and I'm starting to think like maybe the second half didn't make me feel compelled to come back, in the sense of like it's just so episodic that it's like, okay, I don't wanna make myself dislike this, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to check if I've actually watched season 2 or not. I can't remember. Did I watch season 2?
Boy.
No, it's still on my plan to watch. I thought I had for a second there. It like popped up and I was like, wait, did I? No. Yeah, I didn't get around to it.
Okay. Well, that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, probably first impressions here on the podcast when we get to whenever that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I like this first half, this setup of them and getting to know them, and them not really getting to know each other. Weirdly enough,
I mean, getting to know the personas that they're putting out for each other. I mean, very specifically with Twilight, who I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm probably gonna switch between calling him Twilight and Lloyd. I don't know how often that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
but, you know, he's the same guy. But it's just the fact that like he feels like he's putting on more of a persona role. Like Yor and Anya are just themselves.
Yeah,
they just have like part-time jobs, they just don't elaborate, or in Anya's case, she can just see into their minds and just doesn't want them to know that she can do that. Which, you know, funny.
Yeah. I love how there's like elaborate backstory to Lloyd and Yor, and then Anya can just do that.
They give like a couple lines of, oh yeah, she was part of a science experiment by the government or whatever. However, I can't even remember if it's like implied she escaped or they just like kicked her out.
Yeah, there's no real like elaboration on that part. Maybe it comes up later. Maybe that's something to be explored. Who knows? But I do just find it kind of funny that it is just like, nah, yeah, she can do that. Like that, she can just do that.
That's just something she can do, and we're all here for it.
Yeah.
Can I state, by the way, I kind of want to give a perspective of like my expectations going into this show before I watched just like a little bit, because I can't remember if it was you or if I just read it like somewhere around when the first block was airing. That like I heard the premise, but I think I misconstrued the premise like a little bit.
Okay.
Not too much. Like in my head, I knew that the main setup was, oh, Twilight's a spy, Yor's an assassin, and they have to like pretend to be a family with Anya. But for some reason in my head, I got it misconstrued that like all of them are spies. Like all of them.
Yeah.
All of them are spies. And like they all know. They just and they're all just doing it completely for their own ends, which technically is true.
Yeah.
But the difference is nobody knows anybody else's like backstory apart from again Anya who just knows everything
in the loop through sheer privilege of being.
Yeah, just the privilege of being Anya.
Yeah.
But like, and I also had for some reason the idea, and this is purely informed by the fact that I've seen those gifs of her just smirking evilly for years. I had the idea that like she was almost, and I hate to make this comparison, almost like an anime version of like Stewie Griffin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where like she's more intelligent than her years, and she's like, because in my head she was also a spy. She was also just sort of evil and just manipulating people to her own ends. No, she's a 6-year-old.
No, she
just is a 6-year-old.
She is a dumbass.
Yes, she is a dumbass 6-year-old who just wants a family and is also the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I did not expect to have my heart melt every time she's on screen. And that happened. And I think it's made me sort of love every single episode because she's just so likable and funny. No, I want to give her a hug.
Anya really carries the show by being such a like lovable character in the most innocent way. We've watched a lot of anime for the podcast at this point, and I think we can kind of agree that usually the appeal is not the innocent kind for a lot of especially female characters, even if the presentation is less than savory of age.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah.
Looking at you, Miyazaki.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I can at least say that I had a feeling that because she the way like Anya's drawn, I wasn't afraid of it going in that direction.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I was kind of terrified for Yor though.
Oh yeah, like that's understandable. There's a lot of room in design. Yeah,
particularly in like her, let's say like her default main outfit before like the stuff where it's like it's your typical femme fatale sort of like spy dress and stuff like that. I didn't expect her to also be her own flavor of dumbass.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really happy because that's a far more interesting character.
100%.
I was expecting almost not like a fully like Fujiko style like character before we watched the show, but just in that sort of like maybe more emotionally detached sort of like emotionless thing who's again is just doing this because she's got like a job or whatever she's trying to do.
Yeah.
She is just like she's a really fun dumbass, and I also really love her, and I think she might also. It's a tough choice between her and Anya for being my favorite characters in the show.
I have to say I really appreciate Lloyd because he is the straight man to them, and their comedy dynamics, and I just appreciate like his reactions to stuff, because a lot of the time it's less like the straight man playing it straight and more just like, yeah, I'll go along with it, I guess. We're here already.
I am the only one on the radio.
Yeah, no, I get that from her, like, especially when you see, like, fan art and GIFs and all that. It does tend to portray more of her, like, assassin side, her Thorn Princess, which I find really funny that the show just kind of completely drops after the first few episodes. Like, they refer to Lloyd as Twilight or Tassigari a lot throughout the episodes, and then, like, after the first, like, 3, like, yours name is just like never brought up. Like, Thorn Princess never gets brought up again.
Yeah, and I will say I am a little saddened by that, because obviously Twilight is the main character of the show. Like, if there's going to be one central focus, we see the whole thing mainly through his eyes, unless we're like focused on Anya at school.
Yeah,
it's mainly him driving the narrative, so we don't really get any space to like see what Yor's doing most of the time. She's mostly just there to be like trying to like keep up a better act of being the mother of the family, and we never really see any of her assassin work outside of her introduction.
I think I remember that she gets more of that in the second half of the season. I think it's the sort of trouble of the entire first half really is setting up the premise and positioning everyone, so it does fall a lot onto Anya and Lloyd specifically, and Lloyd stalking Yor for like a whole day for no real reason.
Yeah, that's not great. I love the show. That was a dumbass character moment on his end.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. Like, I can sort of understand his internal logic of it. At the same time,
yeah, they try and make it understandable, but like the moment where he's like him and like his partner or whatever, like I don't know what you'd call
Frankie,
yeah, I don't know what we've really
the
called
guy.
Him. He's not a handler.
No,
because he's not a handler. The handler's someone else. He's just sort of at first the info guy. And then maybe the gadget guy. He's just sort of the guy.
He is whatever the story needs him to be.
Yeah, he is secondary character.
Yeah.
Yeah. The moment him and like they're both like disguising themselves as secret police like officers and like pretending to like interrogate her in an alleyway, I'm like, you didn't need to do this, dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna give her a heart attack for no fucking reason. There are better ways.
Yeah, and like obviously, as an audience, we're also like, man, Lloyd, you're asking to get your ass kicked.
I was hoping for it.
Yeah.
Like the moment like she grabs like Randy by like the arm and like starts like kicking his arse, I was like, fuck yeah. Because he deserved it at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, Lloyd really just has him play the asshole specifically in that moment too. Yeah, it is that sort of thing where sorry, I tangented 2 points there somehow. That's crazy.
We're evolving.
My original point was all the fan art and stuff like that. It does portray her as more of her femme fatale appearance, which makes it sort of like, I guess, a misrepresentation when you actually watch the show and see that she is just like sort of like, you know, a normal person who's a bit of a klutz and just kind of cares very deeply for her newfound family. Which also makes
just very occasionally at night just goes out to her part-time job, which involves the massacre of whoever needs killing.
Yeah. Which makes her you know, was it Street Fighter? She's now a character in or something. She was like a DLC character in one of the fighting games. I can't remember if it was Tekken or Street Fighter. I
have no idea.
Yeah. I gotta
find that fighting game.
She's in one of them. I remember. I think it might be Street Fighter because I'm sure I've seen her like going up against Chun-Li. But yeah. And then my other point was it's yeah, unfortunately the first 11 episodes being so sort of story focused does mean that she falls to the back burner in a way that's, I think, a little disappointing, considering it would be nice to get to know her a bit better by this point.
Yeah.
But we don't really get that because we're so focused on like either whatever Lloyd's up to or you know, Anya at school, which is like, I appreciate that, but also it's like there's a solid 4 episodes back to back where we're just in school and I'm like, oh, I love Anya. I don't like the rest of these kids though.
Yeah, the school part after like she's been like admitted in and all that, it's the stuff I was sort of dreading the most whenever it came up, because like, again, I don't think it's done badly.
No.
I don't think there's any part of the show that's actually bad, like at all. It's just, you know, I feel like when we get to like the pompous like rich kids who think they're better than everybody else, and then there's a rivalry, and then there's like the hint of, oh, but maybe the bully boy now kind of likes her because she's like standing up for herself. I'm like, I've seen this all before.
Yeah.
There's nothing new that you've really presented to me here other than it's just these characters. And again, I like these characters, or the main characters mainly, but it's just not as interesting compared to all the other stuff you either are focusing on or could be focusing on.
Yeah, I think my big issue with the school stuff specifically is that it's not particularly badly done. It's just that it's so like hyper stereotypical. Like, no one is outside of Anya, no one's a character. Everyone is just a literal walking, talking stereotype.
Yeah, like Becky is the friend character for Anya.
Yeah, Damien is the rival, maybe love interest, who knows? Maybe
I kind of hope not, because I would hate that.
It's very much giving the enemies to lovers vibe though. Yeah. And then you got the 2 lackeys.
I hope they don't do much with it because they are still 6.
Yeah, no, 100%. Then you got the 2 lackeys who just do nothing but be lackeys.
The Bulk and Skull.
And then you've got the teacher, the one teacher that we actually know,
who does have a personality. It's just, it's too bad his personality switches from really funny to just pompous dickhead.
Yeah. And I feel like having him be the PE teacher could have been a funnier use of him. But no, he just sort of...
I've seen him in like a more stereotypical sports outfit while still having the elegant beard and mustache.
But no, he just sort of stands by as the dodgeball game plays out, and we don't really get any interjection or commentary by him. No. And the dodgeball thing's funny, but it takes up a lot of that episode.
The moment like the boy group were starting to like basically do a Dragon Ball Z-esque sort of setup, I was like, okay, this is funny, but also this has been the last 5 to 10 minutes now, and I don't really care as much.
Yeah, because like immediately before that, there's like 2 other references, one of which I think is just Mission Impossible 2.
Okay, I wasn't crazy for thinking that. Cool. They got to that like shot of them climbing the cliff, and I was like, "Is this a fucking Mission Impossible 2 reference in the year of our Anya 2022?"
And then there's like one other one that, like, off the top of my head, cannot remember what it is. Don't even remember what they're doing. But yeah, and then they go into like. They just, it goes on for a while. It tries to play up the like sports anime-esque part of it, but it's like
it plays up that, and it also plays up the whole, oh, they're kids, so they think this is the most epic thing on earth.
Yeah.
And like the joke is, it's just they're gonna fuck up. You know what the joke is the moment they start doing it.
But then you've just got the actual adult of a child.
He's not 6.
No.
Let me just say that he's not a 6-year-old. He is like a 12-year-old that's just a bit short.
He just
not even like an anime 12-year-old as well. I want to stress.
Not even M. Bison can have that kind of kid at 6. Like, ain't no way.
I mean, according to the draw, I'm convinced that is who the dad of that kid is based on, though.
100% who that is supposed to be. And I was laughing so hard when we seen the like silhouette of the dad.
It was the chin for me. I saw the chin and I was like, I know that fucking chin. He's gonna start going, yes.
It's basically they were, making this episode and went, how many fucking references can we cram in to this 20 minutes?
Well, I remember, by the way, you were right. It was Street Fighter 6 that had the collaboration with the movie.
Damn. That was 2 years ago then. Holy shit.
2 years ago now, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Gonna need to get that as like a soundboard thing for the podcast now. Wow.
Oh, that'd be great. Wow. But yeah, that almost fully grown adult who's just a little short on the court. It's funny for like a bit, but at a certain point you're like, what?
Yeah, and I think what is sort of like the driving factor of, there's a lot of references, it goes on a little long. It's also because, like, they can't win. You know that this actual adult of a child is just gonna steamroll the team that as viewers we are rooting for. So it's not entertaining for it to go on for as long as it does.
The only time it felt like it was gonna like not subvert that, because it would just be playing into the actual sports anime trope of defeating the impossible odds. But like when Anya like remembers her training as a chosen from Yor, and channels the energy of the killer throw, and then fucks it up. I'm just kind of like, well, that was a waste of an episode. Nobody got anything.
Yeah.
And when they reveal afterwards that, the rumor wasn't true.
It's like, of course the rumor wasn't true, because it's just a game of dodgeball.
It's the first game of the year. This is basically a starting PE class. Of course you're not going to get a star right now, you idiot. It's like, cool. That filled up half an episode.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, it is... I laughed a lot during that episode, I will admit, but it's I think
again we don't want to say it's a bad episode at all.
It's a bit long in the tooth though, I think, for the setup that it is, and I think I would hate to see them do it as like an actual arc, but they really wanted to play into that sports anime thing, but it's like, it's dodgeball. There's not you can only channel so much, and don't get me wrong, a lot of the references are really cool. There's sort of the setup is very Haikyuu-esque of the volleyball anime. That move they do where like Damien sort of like jumps off the friend's hands and spikes the ball is very Haikyuu, and then there's a nice little reference to like older sports anime with the postcard memory where is it when the first friend sort of like gets knocked out and one of them yells and it goes into like the painted like someone screaming
the super dramatic "I'll save you, Damien. I know you do it for me, even though I can't actually remember any time that you did it for me." Now that I think about it, that whole part was really funny.
Yeah, it's the part like afterwards where the other friend is like, no. That's a little reference to what's known as a postcard memory that's really heavily associated with sports stuff, like specifically from like Tomorrow's Joe and sort of the older ones, like Aim for the Ace. I think Aim for the Ace uses it. I think they're the same director. Maybe.
Possibly.
But yeah, nice little nods to the other sports anime. It's just, it doesn't go enough in any direction to really embrace anything enough.
I felt like the episode itself was a lot more stronger when it was more about just like your training Anya and having their like more bonding moments together, because they do have like they obviously do even just in the first few episodes, they do a really good job of setting up the relationship between Anya and Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
And like we see their motivations. That's done very well. And like it felt like in the back half of this block, they did more effort into putting in the relationship between Yor and Anya.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they sort of like get recruited into the whole mission, as it were, there is a good stretch of time where like they don't really bond as much.
Yeah.
So it was nice to like have like the episode where Yor goes like out with just like herself and Anya, and like they go to get groceries and stuff, and like those punks try and like kidnap Anya, and Yor goes full mama bear.
Yeah,
because
they're also like that. You know, just step away, hired help. And it's like, what the fuck? Okay.
And that is quite the assumption to make, by the way. And I sort of get the logic they were going for, because they do say, oh, no rich woman would like actually go out shopping and do it herself. She'd get hired help. But there's also
the assumption that they're rich, too.
Yeah, well, they got that from like the uniform.
I guess. Because she is wearing her. I forget that's the one where she gets her Eden uniform. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I get the implication.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I forgot about that part. I just sort of was like. You go.
Sorry, you go.
No, you go.
No, you go.
No. It's pointless. You go.
I did really like the moment where like we have that. I feel like it's the first time in that moment we have that Yor moment of like, get away from my daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that feels like the first time they've really like fully embraced that like part of the relationship with each other, and that felt really earned. It's just, again, that's like this and the training scene in the later episode felt like the only two main moments, because the rest of this first block is taken up from the Yor side with her brother.
Yeah, the brother. Yuri.
The brother.
Yeah.
How do we want to talk about this?
I don't know. Okay, the first thing I'm going to bring up is the first thing we talked about after he came up, because they spend not long, but considering how long he takes to actually show up, it feels
while.
Like a while.
Yeah.
They spend the first few times the viewer could potentially see him, quote unquote, hiding him. And
yeah, purposefully. It's definitely purposefully, for some reason.
The framing of like when Yor's even just on the phone to him, one, we don't hear his voice, and two, we don't see the picture that she's literally standing in front of. We can see Yor, but she's clearly framing out her brother. And then later, you know, we only see the frame from behind as Lloyd talks to Yor.
And it's framed in a very specific way where like It's framed in a very specific way where like you see the picture is like the central focus of that shot.
Yeah.
And there's a very specific like focus on it, but like they also very purposely seem like they don't want you to see who it is. And I'm like, why are we hiding this? If this is someone this is obviously someone we're not gonna recognize no matter what, because we've only ever seen these like three main characters already.
Yeah.
And we've only just started this show, so there's no one to recognize. And it's, at first I thought it was like, oh, maybe like Lloyd's gonna recognize him like immediately, but no, he's the one looking at the picture in the second instance that it comes up, and he's like, oh, okay, huh. So clearly he's not gonna recognize him.
Like clearly he doesn't have recognition of him. So it's like, why do they hide the audience? Because he's literally just your butt guy.
Yeah.
I don't get it, because he just shows up at the end of like one episode in a post-credit scene, and it's like fully revealed as if we're meant to be like a dramatic. It's like not dramatic, but it kind of plays it as like a revelatory moment, and it's like, yeah, he looks like Yor. So what?
Like, I like forgive us, like, dear listener, if there is an obvious reference we're not getting.
Yeah.
Because, like, we don't know, like, is the design supposed to evoke, like, a certain other character in just anime in general?
I feel like that I would at least be able to pick up.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no one kind of stands out to me.
No. He has a very generic design, is the thing.
He is the Ikemen anime guy. Like, he is just a hot anime dude, really. Who's slightly twinkish, you know? It's like
yeah. To give it just to use some sort of term, yeah.
And like I guess maybe it's meant to be a subversion of potential expectation, like, but we have no build up of that expectation because it's not like Yor doesn't know he's in the secret police, so we don't have the expectation of what someone in the secret police
don't know the guy.
Yeah, so it's not even like we could be like, oh, he's in the secret police, so he must be like, you know, a scary big guy, but he's just a guy, you know.
He's not that intimidating.
No,
even when he tries to be, he's not really that intimidating.
He's a very sort of generic looking anime protagonist, potentially in a different series.
Yeah, like I after a while, I just sort of like, because he's got like the dark hair and like the red eyes, I kind of just called him Diet Vincent from Final Fantasy VII. Like Vincent, if you sucked out his personality and just sort of cut his hair.
Yeah, Yornt.
It feels almost like the reveal is gonna be that like you see the post-credit scenes, you see he's revealing, you're like, wow, Yor's brother looks like Yor, but brother.
yeah, it's Roy.
Wow. I didn't see that coming. A family member has a resemblance.
It's like, wow, the anime character who has an anime brother looks really like their anime sibling. I didn't see that one coming.
I'm so shocked.
Yeah, God. Yeah, I fully don't understand the play of that as to why it's again, like I say, it only happens twice before he actually shows up, but because of how long it then takes him to show up, it feels a little drawn out. I don't get it. But then he actually shows up and he has a sister complex.
Yeah.
He's just...
That's like his main personality trait.
Yeah, that's like his only thing, other than his two things are he is secret police and he is obsessed with his sister.
And we don't see him do much secret police
stuff. No, it very swiftly moves on after that little introduction.
He suffered. I guess it's a family thing that like they just get their job gets introduced, and then it's not really focused on for much afterwards.
I think it's so weird because they introduce him. He has this whole non-conflict with Lloyd for an episode, almost 2 episodes, really. Yeah. And then
it feels like they were gonna set up like a full-on like rivalry between the two. Like that was gonna stretch on for more. But like when you get to the end of it, it feels like it's not going that way because Yuri is, in terms of personality, kind of pathetic.
Yeah.
And like we only get like in his introduction scene, it feels like they're trying to set up that, oh no, but when he locks in though, he's like a serious person like contend with. But like even when he quote unquote locks in, it's not that intimidating. He just sort of bashes the guy on like the table, and it's like, because of the tone of the series, it's not that like shocking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it only happens once, and the rest of the time he's just sort of crying over the fact that his sister has a boyfriend.
Yeah, that his sister's married and maybe doing things with said husband.
That married people do.
It would be one thing if they had that flashback where like he's like, when I grow up, I'm gonna marry you, Yor. If they didn't play him the way they play him, but they play him that way, so it's all just really fucking weird.
Yeah, you could have played that off as like a cute little kid thing that he says, and like the weird thing for me is that you're in that flashback and she's like a full-on teenager at that point as well. She doesn't have like a sort of weird flustered reaction of no.
Yeah.
Maybe don't say that.
I think she's sort of at that point just sort of like playing it off, you know, like she's just sort of being like, oh, that's very sweet. I'm sure you're gonna forget about this in a few years, so that's nice.
Yeah, please forget about that.
Yeah, like you'll grow out of it. You'll meet a woman who's not blood related that you can.
Please Why didn't you grow out of it?
And then he proceeds to never appear again in this set of episodes. So it just sort of makes the whole thing feel a bit pointless.
Yeah, in isolation of this block, absolutely. It feels like it was just another, wacky hijinks episode.
Yeah. Like, it would be one thing if it then, because he now knows that Yuri is secret police, if that then somehow caused an issue with something that Lloyd was doing in the next episode. Like, that would then kind of make sense, because then also there's like, he's like, oh fuck, not only is he secret police, he's a fucking weirdo, so I need to do everything to avoid him one way or the other.
I can see a scene now they could have done where, like, you have Lloyd doing his sort of, like, maybe overprotective sort of watching of Anya, like, in, like, the school, making sure that, like, everything's okay and stuff, just on, like, the rooftop, that somehow nobody notices he's on, even though he's not very conspicuous on that rooftop.
Yeah.
But I'm imagining, like, it does, like, the sniper thing, where, like, on an even taller part of the school, Yuri is looking at him.
Yeah, that would be really funny. But, like, obviously, like, Yuri doesn't know what Lloyd... that Lloyd isn't a psychiatrist. So, like, they can't really play it that way at the moment.
And I guess the reason I guess they don't play it like that, because the question would be, why doesn't Yuri just expose him if he knew?
Especially with them threatening to execute him,
Yeah, just like immediately.
Yeah. It's going on the whole, like, Lloyd at the school thing. I find it really funny during the, like, induction day where Anya, like, walks past him in disguise as, like, a janitor and, like, clocks that it's him. And then later when he's, like, shining, like, a message onto the school slab.
I love
like,
that so much.
Is this the voice of God?
I love that so much, though. She's just like a message from above. Cut to like the Monty Python version of God, just being like, get on with it.
She's just like, I could feel an intense pressure, and it's like, you clocked that it was him earlier, but not right now.
Well, no, she's so distracted by the words of God appearing before her.
All it says is
God,
peanuts.
not to gush again, but I love Anya's like so much. She is half the comedic heart of this entire series.
100%.
Because it's that and another thing that just had me burst out laughing, and it's so dumb when it's the induction day and like they do the thing where like they salute like the founder of the school or whatever.
Yeah.
Twilight's having like an interesting moment of, we have to do this so that to play the ultimate gambit of looking very elegant and respectful.
Yeah.
Yours just like, I'm gonna follow this because this is part of the plan, and Anya just goes baldy. I don't know, it's so dumb, it's so childish, but I laughed so hard.
The thoughts of a 6-year-old.
Yeah. It's the way it's like the contrast.
Yeah.
That really got to me.
It is such a fun, like, series, and I look forward to when we eventually get around to recording the second half of this season soon, probably.
Yeah,
it's I think it just keeps coming back to that, like, how long can this stay that fun without kind of becoming, I think, repetitive is more my fear, because like I feel like if we were watching one of the Lupin shows or watching, like, it happens with Lupin every so often where we watch a few of them kind of back to back in recording sessions, and then we're like, oh no, we need to take a break, we may be a little exhausted. And I think like the only time I think we've been maybe legitimately critical coupled with being exhausted by Lupin was like Legend of the Gold of Babylon, whereas there's a few times I can think maybe if we had watched that one without having seen one or two beforehand, would we have felt differently? Like, I think maybe, like, was it 7 Days of Rhapsody we had watched after
7 Days Rhapsody, yeah.
Yeah. I think we watched that like after watching another couple, and like given the structure of that one, I was thinking like I've always thought like, what if we had watched that fresh of Lupin? You know what I mean? Like after a break of Lupin or something. There's been a few.
We watched 7 Days Rhapsody, and like we watched. It wasn't Angel Tactics, although that was maybe a few months before.
I think we watched Angel Tactics, Sweet Lost Night, and then 7 Days Rhapsody within
Sweet
like
Lost Night.
Pretty like small period of time around each other.
That's the one I was thinking of, because I know in my head it's Sweet Lost Night and 7 Days Rhapsody are the two that just merge into one in my head. I can't really give you the difference between the two because we watched it that close together, and they felt very similar to me.
Yeah. Sweet Lost Night has the weird Aladdin-esque plot with the lamp.
Yeah.
And then 7 Days Rhapsody has the race horse course thing. Like it opens with Zenigata chasing Lupin around a race course.
Oh yeah, and then it turns out that that's not real.
Yeah, and then there's like it literally goes through the 7 days, and that's sort of what done me in at the time.
Yeah. All I knew was that one of them had like a character I keep calling Susie the Spear Hunter because she just looks like Susie the Spear Hunter to me, and I thought again it was 7 Days Rhapsody. Nope, it's Sweet Lost Night. Judging by the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But yeah, it's that sort of thing where like I think if you were to watch, say you just discovered Spy Family exists and you sat down and watched like all episodes that were out right now, which is almost 50. I need to reiterate that for the sake of this point. I think that would be overwhelming.
Yeah, probably.
Like
I'm kind of glad that we're choosing to watch this in like blocks of 12.
Yeah. Like, because I think it's one thing to watch it, even the way we're watching it now, where we're doing this first half of the season, and then I'm guessing probably in a couple of weeks we'll sit down and do the other half. But I think like
I will demand it.
Yeah, I think it's like, you know, watching something like Dragon Ball's like the only thing I can fucking bring to mind right now because I know how long it is. Which is also a bad point of reference considering how fucking bad the pacing is in Dragon Ball Z. Trying to scrounge for a better example. Bleach. Okay, let's just pull Bleach because I know it's sitting nearby right now. Say, you know, it's the same thing. You know, you sit down, you discover Bleach, and you watch, say, 50 episodes. Those first 50 episodes of Bleach cover like an entire like section of the story. Like it goes through this whole thing of Ichigo getting his powers. The person who gives him his powers is like kidnapped back to where they came from, and he needs to go and rescue them, and is in pursuit of rescuing them, and encounters gradually stronger, you know, foes that essentially test where he's at.
There's a strict progression of events that happen.
Yeah, and within those sort of, I think it's like 63 episodes at the start, that whole thing happens and he rescues that person, and then there's something else happens that steps it up and begins the next storyline. Whereas here is it's like, what the fuck are you doing with almost 50 episodes in a show like this?
Yeah,
because
with what feels like a very tight like schedule in terms of like in-universe narrative.
Yeah, because we're like 12 in right now, and like not much has really happened. Really, it's just
not too much now.
And yeah, so it's, I think lengthwise, I'm sort of like, I do kind of want to keep. Like, there's part of me that thinks once I catch up with the anime, maybe it's something that would be fun to read in the manga format and not be too dependent on the anime schedule. But yeah, I don't know how long this could keep me like interested. I swear we've had this conversation about something else before too. And I can't remember what it was. Dandadan. Yeah, I think it was, we had a similar thing of Dandadan where it's like it needs to get to an actual storyline. It needs to get to an actual story that is you know, focused on, and not just, I'm not saying Spy Family needs to do the same thing because they're ultimately very different things. Dandadan is a battle shonen first and foremost, and then Spy Family is a comedy series first and foremost, you know.
Yeah.
But whenever you do a comedy series, it is that important point of how long can you run it for before it gets run to the ground.
Yeah. I do want to state, because I feel like we're starting to be very like critical of the show, and I really, really do want to state I loved watching every single episode of this.
Same. I'm sort of projecting a future concern, pretty much, really.
Yeah. Like from what I've watched so far, I will say when I stopped watching episode 12 to sort of go against your sort of point here, sorry, I was very open to like myself in saying I could very much just watch like multiple episodes of just this like for a while, and I don't think I'd be that sort of tired until we maybe got to the end of like season 2-ish.
Yeah.
Roundabout, where like obviously if nothing's happened at that point, I'd have concerns.
Yeah.
But I found myself loving these characters a lot more than I expected. And I feel like it on a very much a character basis that I've learned that like I can very much appreciate character writing sometimes a lot more than even just strict narrative writing or storylines. So having these characters can like carry me for a while. I don't want to stay, and I'm very, very excited to watch more. Hopefully soonish.
Yeah, fingers crossed soon.
Yeah. So even though there are some parts of the episodes that I recognize have their flaws, and we've talked about it, I am very much. I can't really see myself not giving this first block if we're doing scores like so far, like almost a 10.
Wow.
Honestly,
I really liked it. I scored. This half.
It feels weird to score half a season, so we don't have to do official scores. But like so far, I'm feeling like a 9 or a 10.
I will have a score because of the way it's split up on my anime list. Because like my list is set up, so I need to score something when I finish it. What did I give it? Well, I gave it an 8 because like I really enjoyed this part of the show. I think, what did I give part 2? Not to set up expectations or anything. I also gave it an 8 because I remember it being, you know, on par, on level. I think it was just like I think I just didn't watch the second season because it was like a year had gone by, and so it was like. The
momentum was gone
later in the year too, so there's every chance that I was just busy with college stuff at the time. Because
like late 2023.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what? And just from my memory of like that part of the year, there was a lot of game stuff going on and just other things happening. So like I don't blame you for just like, you know, I'll push this later, and then it's just not happening.
Wait, late 2023? I know exactly why I wasn't watching it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I've just suddenly remembered that too. I'm thinking that I associate that with 2024 because that was my long year of just shit going on.
Yeah. We've talked about this. We don't need to reiterate. Long-time listeners will know.
Yes,
I imagine.
100%. Yeah, that'll be why.
Okay. Oops.
I was also playing Final Fantasy 9 at the time.
Yeah, focus on that. Final Fantasy 9 was happening. I need to get back to that.
Such a good game. Yeah, I might play 8.
It's actually funny. If we're gonna go like video games we associate with times of the year, this is a completely different topic.
Yeah, right? No,
reaching the end of the episode. Reaching the end of the episode. Don't worry. But I honestly associate very late 2023 and obviously early 2024 with Final Fantasy 7.
I played Final Fantasy 7 around that time too, so I do associate it with that time of year as well. And then I played 9 after that. And there must have been something that I played. Oh, I think I got a Mario game for Christmas. Not Wonder, no, it was one that was on like 3DS, I think, or maybe it was a Wii U port to the Switch. Mario 3D
World.
3D World, yeah, the one that came with the expansion thing. I never played the expansion.
Okay.
I got enough out of the main game.
I mean, from what I remember of 3D World, fair.
Yeah. Mileage may vary on 3D Marios is sort of, I guess, the main takeaway. Odyssey's great. 3D World, not so much.
we are starting to go very off topic.
We are. We've been
I think
recording for enough time now, so we can take this.
Don't say it like we're hitting a quota. It's not great to say that in the episode.
There's a standard podcast runtime of about 60 minutes, and we've surpassed that, so it's fine.
But we don't have to say that out loud while the mic is hot.
I can say that when we're tangenting too much.
Sure, but it feels unprofessional to me, and we do it too much.
Anyway, thank you very much for listening to this episode of Anime Lane. We will see you guys next week, where I think, hopefully, Melina will be with us. Fingers crossed.
Well, pray.
Bye.
Bye.